Hey, my friends, I'm Melissa Ike. I'm a registered nurse and functional health coach. And today I'm talking to you all about finding your natural weight. So, we're going to talk about what your natural weight actually means and why it's so important for women to understand this and the concept of finding your natural weight in midlife. Just know that this isn't just a just love yourself episode. I really want to speak to the woman who has had weight loss relentlessly in her mind for the past, umpteen years. It's something you keep thinking about, wanting, desiring, starting, and stopping. And it's just always there, even when you're not actively trying to lose weight. Even when you maybe put it on the back burner, it's still there. It's still the thought that I should weigh less. It's still the thought that my body should look different. It's still the thought that my body is wrong. So we're going to talk about that today. And I want you to start to see weight loss attempts a little bit different. And the reason why I'm talking about natural weight loss or finding your natural weight, I'm going to give you some context here. So last year, I had a temper tantrum, a toddler style temper tantrum about weight loss. And I was like, I just don't know that I can do this anymore. I feel like I'm contributing to the problem of women thinking that their body is a problem, of contributing to diet culture, of allowing women to work against their body in order to weigh something. I thought that just talking about weight loss was contributing to it. And I wanted to be a solver for it. I wanted to stop that narrative. I wanted to make sure that women understood that their bodies are so powerful and there's so much more that you can use your energy for than the endless dieting cycle. So I went through this temper tantrum for a while. And naturally, as I started to work through how I coach clients, what my clients want, what my clients need, I started to come around again to being open to doing weight loss coaching or talk about weight loss again in the podcast and in my social media. Because I know that there's going to always be the narrative of weight loss out there as we are humans on this earth that will always be there. And this industry needs somebody who's willing to talk about it and fight for you and show you how to do it in a way that allows you to love your body, to love yourself and the process through it. And also without harming your body on the other side of weight loss, which is what so much of the weight loss and dieting culture and programs and coaching actually comes at the expense of your health. Somebody needs to be out there teaching you how to do it the right way. And so if you're going to lose weight or if you're going to try to lose weight, I want to be the person that is helping you do it in a way that takes your body along for the ride in the healthiest way. I want to be that person for you. So that is why I'm bringing today the conversation of finding your natural weight and what your natural weight actually means and how you find it and how you discover it. Because we have been taught that we should achieve weight loss and that it should come at the expense of ourselves and that it should be and feel really hard and that it is a lot of effort and that it is really hard. And it's just like this story that it just requires so much. And yes, it does, but not in the way that you've been sold. It doesn't actually require you to work really hard and to push against your body and to eat hardly anything and to add in a bunch of workouts. That's not actually the hardness. The hardness is the mental and the emotional resiliency of loving your body through this, the resiliency of patience, of developing skills. And it's not the actions, actually. It's the other part. It's the stuff that comes before the actions. But we're so used to going straight to the action and just doing the thing. And when we do that, when we go straight to the action, we expect an immediate result. And when I say immediate result, you're maybe like, no, I don't expect an immediate result. I know that it takes time. But what I want you to ask yourself about doing the action and expecting the result is how often are you frustrated when you don't see or feel something that you think you should be seeing or feeling? Because what this is this is a coercion cycle. This is the exchange of telling your body, if I do this, then you have to do that. And you maybe don't think you put a timeline on it, but you definitely put a timeline on it, especially if you are feeling frustrated over and over and over again with your results. Now, I will say, like, context to this, like, there is a result that you should see at some point. If there isn't a result, then we do want to take a few steps back and analyze the situation, analyze what you are doing, what you are feeling, what you are thinking, all of that stuff in there. But many times I find that women will put forth a whole lot of effort and focus a lot on their actions. And then when there isn't the thing that they actually expected to see, you are having this relationship with your body of, I did this, I did all this work, and you can't even give me an ounce. You can't even give me a little bit more of XYZ. And what this is this is that coercion. This is that you have to do this. I'm holding you to this. And if you're not going to do it, then guess what? I'm not going to do my end either. And the truth is, many times the things that we are doing that are eventually going to produce the results are well-intentioned. We are eating more vegetables. We are eating our protein. We are trying to move our body a little bit more. We are trying to manage our stress. We are drinking our water. Those things we are doing. And even if that scale doesn't budge an ounce, even if you never change a pant size, even if you never visibly see a change, we know by doing those things, you are healthier on the inside. And really, that is the thing that matters the most. It's not necessarily the exchange of a number on the scale or a number on the tag of your pants. Because the truth is, in this whole effort storyline here, is that we think we're looking for certainty. We're looking for a feeling. We think we're looking for a number. We think we're looking for data. We think we're looking for a size. We think we're looking to visually see something different. But what we're actually looking for, and even feel something different, but what we're actually looking for is a feeling. And I'm not talking about the feeling of fat loss. I'm talking about the feeling of enough, the feeling of achievement, the feeling of energy, the feeling of weight loss. That's what we always want. We think we're exchanging this effort for data, but that's never actually the thing. And if that's the thing, you will always feel incomplete. If that's the thing you keep striving for, that's the thing that will always make you feel like it's not enough, because you're never actually feeling what you want to feel in a number. That isn't an even exchange for our body. That's an even exchange for our mind, but not the body we're living in. The body we're living in is living off of feelings. And so we have to remember that's the subconscious mind. That's always what's actually driving our actions or our inactions. So if we're actually working from the body, we have to remember what we're searching for is feelings. So what are you searching for when you are wanting to lose weight? What is that feeling? Like, is it joy? Is it enough? Is it completion? Is it feeling like you're doing it right? Is it the feeling that you can do this? Is it the feeling of lightness? Is it the feeling of energy? Ask yourself what you're really looking for here so you know how to actually find those things versus trying to find answers in data and information and numbers, because you're going to always feel lost in those. You're never going to feel like you're doing enough within the numbers on the scale or the pants or whatever you're measuring. So how do you find your natural weight, and what does your natural weight actually mean? So your natural weight is the weight that your body loves to be at. It's the weight that it loves to be at while you're eating healthy foods and you're taking good care of your body and your nervous system. It's the weight that doesn't require an intense amount of effort. It's the weight that also allows you to feel good and have energy and to sleep at night. It's the weight that allows you to make hormones and detox hormones. It's the weight that allows you to have a reliable, steady menstrual cycle as long as you're still ovulating. It's the weight that allows you to have mental clarity and to be calm around your kids and to have a mood that you love most of the time, right? We're still humans living in human bodies with other humans in human bodies. So there will always be a little bit of discrepancy there. But for the most part, like enjoying our life. And that's what natural weight means. it's easy for you to stay here. You're not white knuckling your way to have to stay here. It's not a whole lot of effort, and it just feels easy. Like it just isn't a whole lot of work to stay at that weight. Now, will you have to put some effort in sometimes to reach past maybe a sticking point while you're finding that? Yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes then that does require a little bit more effort, pushing a little bit against some of the edges on your body. But overall, it's not anything that is disrupting your sleep and making your hormones imbalanced and throwing off your digestion. So, for example, I currently weigh about 140 pounds. I'm 42 years old. It is not a lot of effort for me to be here. I eat healthy the majority of the time. I still go out for dinner with my girlfriends or my family. I still will have foods I enjoy on vacation. I still will have an alcoholic drink here or there. I'll still have a couple of pieces of chocolate a day. So I eat in a way that gives me energy and allows me to feel really good throughout the day. I eat when I'm hungry. I stop when I'm full. I make sure to fuel my workouts. I make sure that I'm getting stronger. Overall, this is not a lot of effort for me. This is my day to day. Now, you may not be somebody who is at that point yet, and that's a skill that we're going to develop to get to that point yet where that does feel a little bit more effortless and just who you are, right? It's not a coat you're putting on and trying on every day. It's like the coat has sunken into your skin and it is part of you. That is embodiment. But when I compare to where I was 10 years ago at like 30, well, not 32, I was pregnant, but let's say 30 before I had my last baby. I was about 130 pounds and I felt good. And it was easy to be 130 pounds. It was about the same thing that I'm doing right now, probably a little bit worse habits, if I'm being honest, at that point in my life. But overall, it was about very comparable to where I am right now. But right now, I'm 10 pounds heavier. And here's why it's not a problem. Because if I was to try to get to 130 pounds, then I'm going to be giving up my sleep because hormones are going to be impacted if I'm going to cut down to 130 pounds, which means cutting out body fat and cutting out some muscle in that process, my hormones are going to be compromised. Then my sleep is going to be compromised. My mood is going to be compromised. My hair is going to be compromised. My muscle, my skin, all sorts of things that are just actually my livelihood, things that I really enjoy. I love having hair on my head and having enough of it. I love having plump, beautiful skin. I love sleeping all night like a baby and waking up really well rested. I love going to the gym and pushing myself and lifting heavier and seeing how I can push the envelope to get just a little bit stronger every time I go. That is never an even exchange for me for losing 10 pounds and having a smaller body. And that is me naturally finding my natural weight as I get older into perimenopause. My body is using this body fat that 10 years ago I would have saw as a huge problem. Now this body fat is actually my safety. This is my body's safety net. And this is how my body feels safe enough to produce hormones, to sleep at night, to have clear thoughts, to be able to work, to be able to manage my family and everything I have in my life. This is what the body fat actually allows me to do. The body fat isn't keeping me from feeling comfortable and loving my body. The body fat is actually keeping me really healthy. It's keeping me very safe in this body. And that is what finding your natural weight is. It's not comparing yourself to 10 years ago and saying, but I'm not there anymore. It's looking at where are you right now in your life? What does your body need from you right now in your life? This phase of your life requires different stuff. It requires a different day to day. It requires a different way to manage your stress. It requires a different nutrient load. We cannot copy and paste what we did 10 years ago and apply it to our bodies anymore. It simply isn't going to work. And if you do try to make it work over and over and over again, this is a relentless cycle you're never going to be able to get off of, and you're never going to feel good. Not only feel good physically, but feel good emotionally. Right? Having the feeling that we really want to have when we are trying to find our quote unquote natural weight or when we're trying to lose weight. That's what we're really looking for. I want you to think about somebody that you maybe don't see very often. I'm going to just use myself an example. So somebody I don't necessarily see very often, but maybe I follow them on social media, or here's a good example. They were a client years ago. I'm actually going to think of a very specific person. So she was a client years ago, and it felt like a lot of effort and a lot of trying when we would be trying to establish health essentially and letting weight loss be the side effect. But for her, she was still very much so emotionally struggling with it, mentally, like mindset wise, really struggling with embodying a healthy weight for her. It looked like wanting weight loss. And for her, she really did want it. And I, as a coach, supported her fully in that and was like, yeah, I'm going to help you lose weight. We're going to do this. And it was a lot of struggling during coaching. And at one point, she decided to go off on her own, and she kept doing the things that I had taught her. She kept fueling her body well. She kept going to the gym. She kept managing her stress really, really well, because that was a big one for her. And then also her mindset with it, right? Because it wasn't just like within a coaching relationship, it's typically like 4 months to a year is how long my typical coaching relationships are. And sometimes it takes longer than that. So eventually a client will have to go out on their own and learn how to embody this themselves. And now when I see her, she looks like a drastically different person. And yes, she's lost some weight, but when you just run into somebody and you're like, oh my God, it just totally clicked for you, didn't it? Like all of a sudden, it just became who you are. You just became like the version of you that you've always wanted to be. It's like that future version that we think about or that we envision. And it's just like, she just like comes to us and she's in our body, right? She just like arrives, and you can think about it like a soul just settling into your physical body and being one with you. And that's what embodiment is. And when you see someone that you haven't seen for a while and you look at them and you're like, oh my God, it must have totally clicked for you. Like you just finally got it. You maybe stopped the white knuckling and the struggle and the agenda of your body and the coercion of your body. Like, I will do this, but only if you do that for me. And it started to become who you are, somebody who naturally takes really good care of your body. And when you do that, when you become that like similar person that you saw in Target that you're like, it just clicked for you. Now that becomes who you are. And the side effect of that is everything that you want. The side effect is letting your weight naturally stabilize and find itself on where it feels happiest, and letting the work of the eating and the movement and all the stuff that we're doing to naturally become who you are, instead of something on the checklist that you just want to be done and you just want to move on to the next thing. And it's not about a smaller body. It's really about a peaceful body, and it's peace with your body and love with your body. And the actions now coming from a place of love instead of a place of coercion or a place of this is an exchange and the exchange must be even, because the body is always listening to you and it's listening to the intention. Sometimes we think that our mind is separate from our body. Like if I think this thought, my body will never know. Your body knows exactly what's happening inside of your mind and your thoughts. It's studied. It is science. This is not woo-woo. So if your body is always listening to the intention behind the action and not just the action itself, that is a really good way to make your body feel unsafe with your seemingly safe actions of eating more vegetables. So when we know that the intention behind the action is understood by the body, now we have to change our intentions from coercion, I must do this and you must do that, to I'm doing this because I love you unconditionally, and I know that you will change on your time. I know that eventually I'll feel what I want to feel from this kale salad. I know that eventually I will get everything that my body wants to have, and it's in congruency with the same things that I want, the same things that my body wants, my soul wants, and my mind wants. They're all going to be on the same wavelength, and we're going to reach this place of peace. And the way we reach this place of peace is by practicing it right now, not when the body makes its exchange. We practice it now from love. So how you do this in your day-to-day is when you're taking an action, you ask yourself, am I taking this action from love, or am I taking it from a place of exchange? If I'm choosing this coffee, can I drink this coffee with love? If I'm choosing this glass of water, can I drink this glass of water with love? If I'm choosing an ice cream sundae, can I eat this ice cream sundae with love? And the same thing with this darn kale salad. Can I eat this kale salad from a place of love? And when you do this, your body starts to feel the intention. Your body starts to feel the love. And anything that feels loved is so much more likely to do what you want it to do, right? When we treat our children from just unconditional love, we know that they usually do something that we actually kind of would prefer that they do. Versus when we treat them with coercion, I'll do this if you do that, it becomes a little bit harder, right? You can have this thing if you go do XYZ. It happens. It sometimes happens, but it usually happens still with a lot of force, a lot of convincing. And it doesn't happen when the other party when the other party is receiving love, they're just like more likely to follow through. It feels easy for them. It feels like it makes sense. Of course I want to do this. I feel so much love right now. Versus, I'm not sure that you really love me. I think you just want something from me. That doesn't feel good. That feels like being used. Nobody wants to give to a relationship that they feel used in. And your body feels the same way. Okay, if this episode hit the points for you and you were like, that makes so much sense, and you're willing to understand natural weight loss and finding your natural weight and not the coercion of weight loss, then I want you to join me in Fed Up. Fed Up is a 3 live day experience. Sorry, a free 3-day. That was a tongue twister. Free 3-day live experience. I'm going to go live every day and teach you about stress, about your hormones in midlife, and about weight loss, the connection between all 3 of those over 3 days. We're going to be live on Zoom, but then you also will be invited to a community where I'm going to be giving you so much more behind the scenes on teaching you about this. Because the truth is, you are not starting over. You are just getting on board with this body now. Your body is not the same that it was 10 years ago, and we have to treat it differently now. We cannot continue to copy and paste the old rules and put them on our midlife body, or we will continue to feel frustrated and confused. And you don't want to feel that anymore. You want to feel good. And honestly, at this point in our lives, we want to feel good a lot of the time, right? Like, we've noticed that there's some stuff that's just not worth anymore. There's some stuff we just don't worry about or care about because there's so much more. There's so much goodness to this life. But if we are constantly stuck in this struggle with our body, we're missing so much. And we can remove the struggle with our body, and we can love this body. We can love the exchange that we have with this body and the relationship. And it opens up to this other beautiful landscape of this entire life that we've been missing out on. And this is the time to fully live into you, to fully live into this life, to love yourself unconditionally, and to not hold your body hostage to your own self-love. So if you're ready to join me in Fed Up, you can head to the show notes. You can also head to Melissa Ike Wellness /Fed-up, or go to Instagram at Melissa_Ike and DM me Fed Up, and I will send you the link right there to register. All right, my friends, I hope you love this episode. If you haven't rated or reviewed, I think that's the word. That just came out really weird. My podcast, I would love it if you would do that. That really helps my podcast get in front of those who are looking for somebody like me to help them. So go ahead and rate and review, and I will see you next week.